Hey guys, Marissa at KitchenTableStamper.com. We are halfway through the Kitchen Table Stamper Mary Moose Have a Hoot Stamp a Stack, and I just realized I have not once shown you the Mary Moose stamp set. This is our feature stamp set for this stamp a stack. We have an alternate design with the Have a Hoot stamp set. This is the awesome Have a Hoot stamp set. Now I'd love to do a stamp a stack with a focus and then an alternate version of the card. So here's our Have a Hoot version. And I did this ever since the pandemic and lockdown. And so since you're not able to come to Kitchen Table Stamper Classroom anymore to use my stamps, I love to show you how the same materials in the class packet can be used with whatever stamp sets you have. So this is the class packet. If you're interested in picking these up while supplies last, KitchenTableStamper.com/shop is where you'll find them. They're definitely helpful, but they are optional and they're your choice while supplies last. The class is free and you're on video number 3. This is card number 1. This is card number 2. This is 3. And then this is card number 4. I'll have links to each of the videos in the series right below the video. And if you have any questions about the Stamp a Stack, feel free to reach out. All right, so in the Stamp a Stack kit, you have card kits, 2 each, and the kit makes 8 cards. I'm going to demonstrate them using the Mary Moose. So in our card kit, we have mint macaron card base. This is 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored for you at 4 1/4. We're going to go ahead and fold our card base. We've already cut all of our designer series paper. We cut the designer series paper in video number 1 because with the Stamp a Stacks, I love to use a wonder recipe or a simple method for cutting the designer series paper. So for this Stamp a Stack, we cut our Pinecone Place designer series paper. There's 1/4 of a pack included in the class packet, and we cut 10 pieces that were 2 3/4 by 4 inches to do the 8 cards. So here's 2 of those pieces, and we're going to go ahead and stamp our background with the birch background stamp. You can use whatever appeals to you. I've mixed and matched all my backgrounds in this Stamp a Stack, really dug deep into my stamp collection to encourage you to do the same. So I'm going to ink that up with mint macaron cardstock. I'm going to ink that up with mint macaron and stamp on the mint macaron cardstock. I like to ink my background on the table and then bring my card base to the background. I find that I get the best impression this way because then I can lay the grid paper over. Stampin' Up! Mini grid paper comes in really handy for this. And then I can just burnish the design onto the card base. This way, get a crisp image all the way, edge to edge, even along the fold, and a nice strong impression even in the middle. I never use a block. I have a hard time getting a strong impression. This is my method for backgrounds. All right, let's see how it worked. Ta-da! There's our birch background. Looks pretty cool, doesn't it? We can go ahead and adhere our designer series papers now. And you can see I'm mixing it up a little bit this time from my sample. I've got that same soft suede pine cone paper, but I'm gonna mix it up with this multicolor pine bough paper. We're gonna add a little angle, and then same with this one, glue it on at a little angle. That would be pretty too. There's plenty of the Pinecone Place designer series paper for you to play with in the kit. Pretty cool, huh? I like the different paper. Now, let's take a look at the kit. We do all the die cutting for you in these kits, so you definitely get a nice head start, but I want to show you what we did. I've got 3 pieces here, and Let me show you which they are. We die cut a stitched circle. This is the 2 3/8 inch stitched from the Stitched Shapes. I've got its coordinating 2 9/16 inch scallop circle from Soft Suede. And then this fancy large label from Crumb Cake, and that's cut with the Tasteful Labels dies. Let's go ahead and adhere those all together. We're gonna make a nice little base for our mousse. Got multi-purpose liquid glue, and I'm just stacking them up. Now at this point, we can go ahead and adhere our layers of goodness to the card front. We're gonna put those bottom center here. A little bit right of center, actually. Nice and level. I like the variation of the paper. Now some stamping. I'm gonna pull out from the kit a scrap of Poppy Parade, and this is 1/2 by 3 1/4, very vanilla, for our sentiment. In the kit, you have some Crumb Cake cardstock, and we're gonna use that Crumb Cake cardstock for our mousse. Let's grab a Stampin' Pierce mat and do our stamping. My ink is Poppy Parade and Soft Suede. I'm gonna make a little scarf for my mousse. I love it. It's like mousse paper dolls. Everybody thinks that's so funny. I wish that I had more clothes for my mousse. Maybe some like bunny ears for Easter. I don't know. All right, there's our sheet of Crumb Cake. Let's stamp my mousse with Soft Suede on the Crumb Cake. It's really important to stamp your mousse on the bottom of the paper with the legs down so that you can easily punch it out. I've got Happiest of Holidays here for this one. We're gonna stamp that one with Soft Suede to the right of center. Now let's clear away our ink pads and Stampin' Pierce mat. All right, for our moussey paper dolls, we gotta trim out the scarf. I'm just gonna cut right around the edge there. Time to do a little punching here. I've got my mousse punch. Gonna pop that guy right out. He's so cute. And then my tailored tag punch, do a little flag end on Happiest of Holidays. Let's dress our mousse. He's standing there all naked. There we go. There you go. I know you feel better. He needs some dimensionals. I love to pop him up, and I found that the easiest way to do that is to use your mini Stampin' Dimensionals because they have this really wide border. Makes it super simple to cut several skinny little strips off the edge. So anytime you need a little bit, grab those mini dimensionals, hold on to those edges. They're perfect for this application. Just gonna put 4 little strips down his legs and then a few little mini dimensionals to support his body. Slide him to the side for a second, bring in the card. Now, a few more things. We did this die cutting ahead of time for you. This is that medium-sized bow and the large pine cone in 2 pieces. These were cut ahead of time with the beautiful bows dies for you. And we're gonna go ahead and weed them out and get them adhered together. I've weeded out my dies, and I'm gonna take this pine cone and I'm just going to very gently squeeze my multi-purpose liquid glue bottle. You don't want to squeeze hard here, and I'm just streaking the back You see that? The littlest bit of glue will hold these guys together. And the two-tone brown pine cone is just too cool. It's a great die set. All right, now we're gonna do like we did for our last bow, where we're gonna put just a little bit of multi-purpose liquid glue on the stem. And then we're gonna take some half minis. We're gonna put them out on the branches so we get a little bit of a lift at the ends of the branches, which is really cool. Now that's what I call dimensional. And then for our pine cone, I'm gonna do a couple of minis. All right, let's adhere all these elements now, especially my little moose, because he's just stuck to my dimensionals. All right, Happiest of Holidays is going to go on the card base, almost to the end. Can leave the littlest bit of stitches peeking out from under if you're looking for placement. Now the branches, don't want to cover our greeting, but we've got to stay within the limits of our card. So pop that guy on. Pine cone. Out in the branches here. And our little moose walking off the label. Love it. Now we're gonna add our embellishments. Go grab my kit here. I've got my snowflake sequins here, self-adhesive. I'm going with the little iridescent one. It's got kind of a jade iridescent color, and it looks really cool on the Very Vanilla circle, and then on the Very Vanilla sentiment here, and one off in the pine. Did 5 again. You do 5 or 6. And then a little bow from our braided linen trim. I need a mini glue dot for that bow, and we're all set. Such a fun holiday card. So cozy, so natural. There is Happiest of Holidays. Let me grab our Have a Hoot variation. There's our, oh, let's go like this. Merry Christmas, Have a Hoot. This one I did the sequins all down the left side. And Happiest of Holidays. If you've got any questions about the Merry Moose Have a Hoot Stamp-A-Stack, the class packet, the project, if there's anything I can do to help you stay crafty, email marissa@kitchentablestamper.com. The shop Stampin' Up 24/7. Buzz over to marisaalvarez.stampinup.net. I'll see you in video number 4, where we'll tackle our very last in the Stamp-A-Stack. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.